Welcome to Linus Tech Tips at CES 2013. Our trip to the show this year is powered by Corsair, maker of quality PC components and peripherals. Our trusted storage partner is Seagate Technology, and our trusted networking partner is Linksys. In Antec Suite, they've got some cases and some case fans and some power supplies, and my voice is totally gone by now. We're pretty far into the show. I've done a lot of talking, so we're going to start with the fans. So they've actually updated their fan line. This is the True Quiet Pro right here. This one I've looked at before. It's extremely quiet, truly, and it's really nothing new. This is the True Quiet LED 120mm. So this guy right here has 4 LEDs. Looks kind of cool. It's not quite as sophisticated as the True Quiet Pro, so you can see it doesn't have that moving outer frame, so you don't have those larger blades, but it is sort of a less expensive option. And as far as LED fans go, it's kind of hard to find high quality ones, and this would fill in that gap. This guy right here, don't worry, they don't sound like that. I got something caught in the blades. This one right here is the True Quiet UFO. So it comes in a variety of colors. And what's cool about them is that it's actually not a colored piece of plastic. They are all clear plastic, but once you actually power them up, they have colored LEDs that make them glow the way that they do. They have these extremely gorgeous silicon isolating mounts here in the corner. You can see how soft and supple and delicious those are. Okay, this has gotten awkward. We're going to move along. Next, let's move over to power supplies. Here, I'll say nothing so you don't have to hold that there. So one of the showpieces here is the High Current Pro 1300 Platinum. Now they've got sort of a bunch of their other stuff, High Current Pro 1000 Platinum, which we've looked at, which is outstanding. Their High Current Gamer series, High Current Platinum series. But this guy, if you know anything about power supplies, if you've ever read a review on Johnny Guru, you'll know how impressive it is when I show you guys, A, how clean the internals are. You know, you can't see any sort of mess, no wires. I mean, where are all the wires inside this thing, right? Now check this out. Fully modular power supply, OC Link, which actually allows you to link up 2 of these things for a total of 2.6 kilowatts of power, just for the lulz, right, in case you needed that. Flip this over here, flip this over here. Hold on, it's not the impressive part yet. Bam. Check that out. When have you ever seen traces that clean on the bottom of a power supply? So Antec's whole thing about this guy is this is state-of-the-art manufacturing, has all the features that you could possibly want. Because of the 80+ Platinum certification, that means it's basically up to 95% efficiency in places where they use 230-volt power. And just awesome manufacturing on that one. So let's move on to this guy. P280 White with a twist. Windowed twist, to be specific. So I've got a couple of, looks like they put the demo back together wrong. There's 2 mismatched thumb screws. You're going to end up with these ones with the plastic coating on the outside, not the other kind that I have here. So what they've done with the black one is with the white one rather, is they've added a window. They have kept the noise isolating material, the 270-degree opening door, and they've left black on the case as an accent. So you still have the removable fan filter. Not a whole lot has changed from the P280. Just the color scheme has kind of that stormtrooper look that people seem to really like. And the side panel, holy crap, we finally have an Antec P8 series case with a side window. I've been asking for this for years. I've been asking for this, and they've finally done it. And to keep in line with their philosophy of quiet computing on the PX8X series of cases, they've gone with, instead of just a regular window, they've gone with a clean look, no rivets, no holes drilled, so they're using a 3M adhesive to adhere the window to the side panel, and this is all acrylic, so it goes the entire length and width of the panel. So what that means is it adds some rigidity, it adds an additional layer for sound dampening, and it just adds some sort of overall heft to the case that it otherwise wouldn't have. Other than that, we've got a bone stock P280. Looks really sharp with the white and black color scheme, but it is time to move on to the next thing. So this one, we're going to play a little game. The game is called Guess How Much This Costs. So in terms of features, this case over here is... I'm going to move over this way. This case right here is the GX700. So in terms of the actual features, it's very similar to the M1100 here, which is a military green styled 1100 basically, where they've changed the top fans to dual 120 so that it can accommodate a radiator. So this guy right here has a bunch of really cool stuff going for it. You got front USB 3, front USB 2, you got fan control with 3 positions built in under like a sort of, I don't know, missile release sort of system here. It accommodates a top 240 millimeter radiator. These are kind of neat. Check this out. So it's actually got little clips in the front that are not just for looks. These will actually lock your optical bay into place just by sliding it in. Here's something cool as well. So guys, remember, we're playing the who, I guess how much it costs game, and I want you to post what you think before I actually finish. Solid pieces of metal, so the front panel is actually metal not only on the 5 1/4 inch bays, but also this piece right here that attaches with four thumb screws where you can access the fan filter. Even this badge right here is metal, and you can easily pop it off and replace it with something else if you want. Let's go ahead and open this case up. So other than that, it looks sort of pretty standard, I guess. 7 expansion slots, rear 120 millimeter fan. Sorry, let me get out of your way, Diesel. Have a look at that. I'm going to go ahead and pop this side panel off. So you got a rear fan mount. It actually comes with 3 fans, so 2 140s in the top and 1 120 in the back. Inside, you find a big CPU cutout. You've got sort of the typical Antec tool-less sliders for your drives. So there's 5 of those included. They mount either a 3.5 or a 2.5 inch drive. ATX compatibility, sort of, yeah, about what you'd expect for a gaming case. So, you know, very meshy, very cooling. The price for this thing is $59.50. Think about that for a minute. Hold on, let that process. The price is $59.50. So Antec is going after people who want a feature-rich case and are willing to compromise on things like how heavy it is and how much it costs. Antec has on display in their suite not just cases, power supplies, and all the stuff that we know them for, but also the Antec Mobile Products lineup. So we're going to start with the Pulse. This is something that's quite new. It comes in a wide variety of different colors. In fact, what we have here in front of me isn't anywhere near how many are available. It comes in at $149. This is a Bluetooth 3.0 headset. They are using leather for the top headband, and one thing I'd like to note is that in spite of the plastic design and construction up here, they've actually added more padding on the top headband than I'm typically used to seeing, and that, coupled with the fact that it is extremely light, makes it comfortable, even though I had to wait for my meeting for a little while, so I just put them on just for the lulls to see how long it would take before they'd get uncomfortable, and I didn't actually have any issues with them, whereas I often, even on my Parrot Zeeks, I find them to be uncomfortable after about 15 minutes or so. On the side, you've got volume control as well as your pairing button, and you've got, sorry, what was the size of the drivers in this one? They're working on it. Okay, so you've got a pass-through using 3.5 mil as well as a charging cable here. So this is neat because when you're on an airline and you can't use wireless, you can use it with a 3.5 mil jack. And this will give you about 6 hours of battery life. So there's your button for taking calls, and this is pretty much what it looks like once you put it on. I think this is my color. You know, I'm an autumn, or, you know, whatever the terminology is for that. Moving right along, we've got the SP1. I've talked about this before. Basically, it's kind of like a jam box, but more better in sort of, every possible way. Much better sound quality. This right here has no name and doesn't exist, for all you guys know. Here is the pairing button on the back, power in, as well as a 3.5 millimeter input, and this thing is just ridiculous. I love it. They've put much larger, much higher quality drivers in. It's more of a proof of concept that the factory can produce this than anything else. And before we leave here, I'm totally going to ask to leave with it, but I'm probably going to get shot down. So love to have something like that. This is great for traveling with, whereas this is the kind of thing that you could actually legitimately put in your living room and use as just a random sort of Bluetooth speaker. Moving over here, we've talked about the ISO, we've talked about the DBS. Here, I'll just take this from you. This is the gain. So this is kind of like the ISO, except that you're not tied to the headphones that it comes with. So this allows you to take any headphone or headset and use it as a Bluetooth headphone or headset. Very cool stuff. So you've got track skip, volume up and down, as well as the ability to take calls and hang up calls. It lasts for about 6 hours on battery, and it comes with free earbuds. Although the thing that I'm more interested in inside this box is definitely this guy, because it gives you the flexibility to use the equipment that you're more comfortable with versus having to deal with some kind of a built-in solution. So you have the earbuds you know you like, you know you prefer them. then go ahead and stick with this. Next, I'd like to move over into the Antec Mobile Products charging products. So these are, we've seen these before. Everyone's seen these before, but these ones are a little bit unique. I mean, Antec's background is power supplies. So these have all of the industrial protections that they're typically accustomed to including with a computer power supply. You've got overvoltage protection, overheat protection, overcurrent protection, and unlike, again, so it comes down to that true power message that they keep throwing at the power supplies. It comes down to actually delivering the, the amperage that they claim, as well as the capacity that they claim with these things. So this guy right here is able to charge up to 4 devices simultaneously and has 2 amps of output. So that means that you can actually charge your devices much faster. Diesel in particular has a Galaxy Note 2, and he's found that the charging rates with 1 amp devices are absolutely anemic compared to what he's able to achieve with a 2 amp device. So this guy right here is only 2 ports, but is also capable of 2 amps. This guy right here is just a car charger, so you've got all those protections that are included with it. I mean, another thing that Antec brought up to us is they have a much more intelligent sort of design than we've seen with sort of the cheapo OEM ones. For example, it'll automatically turn off if you have a cable plugged in but nothing actually plugged into the other end. Not all of them do that. It'll stop charging your device once it detects that it's actually full, so that puts less strain on your battery and reduces the risk of any kind of an electrical problem, because if a device is off, then it's not going to cause a problem. So this is the PowerUp 3000. So this is going to charge your iPhone twice, and this is the PowerUp 6000, which is going to charge your iPhone 4 times. And you can see for size, actually I should probably be doing an iPhone comparison if I'm going to bring up an iPhone while I talk about something that's a mobile product and iPhone related. So it's about that big. I think that pretty much wraps it up. Don't miss any of our CES 2013 coverage. Don't forget to subscribe to Linus Tech Tips.